Good morning and welcome back to Tobago Thursday here on Now. September is a week away and that means back to school. Are we ready? Not according to TTUTA. To tell us where we need to place emphasis, TTUTA Tobago officer Brandon Roberts joins us via Zoom on Now. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning and good morning to the family at TTT.
Nice to have you joining us and giving us an update from the sister isle. But granted that we don't seem to be ready according to TUTA, give us an idea of what it looks like on the ground in Tobago. How would you describe our readiness for the current school term or the coming school term?
Well, readiness would be based on the context as to what is the goal to have schools outfitted for September. I believe that the THE, with the funding that they have available, they are doing minor repairs. So there are some schools that would have significant challenges. Some schools have their roofing issues. They have the issues with termites, so the flooring, the blackboards, the furniture, some of those things are affected. We have a couple schools, at least a couple schools where we have the rat infestation. Have not gotten any confirmation that they have been treated with just yet. Based on what I would have heard, they would have been focusing on some of the cleaning of the guttering, the plumbing issues, some of the electrical issues, those minor repairs. But there would be some schools where the principals would not be satisfied with this repair program at all. I'm also hearing about some works being done that I'm not even sure it's needed, where they would have put AC in some of the classrooms at certain schools, which to me is not a priority item considering some of the other needs. So readiness would really be based on the context as to what the division is really looking for, as opposed to what the principals are looking for. So
Right.
schools may be at a state to reopen, but with the same challenges some of the principals would have listed and sent to the division on numerous occasions.
Now, granted that these discussions we had previously, there would have been some sort of action planned towards that end. I want to get an idea of whether or not there was any follow through or update since the initiating rather of these problems at all. From what you're
Well,
describing, it sounds like some works have been done, but when was it last addressed?
right. So works are being done, and I'm not certain about any plan that the division would really have. In the
Mm.
past, they would have sent to tutor the list of works that they're going to do. That would have since stopped, I believe, would have been near 2018, 2017. They are on there where they would have stopped giving us the list of works. But I believe the division is working on the funds that they have. They do not have money at this time. So that's why I believe they are only working on the minor things. Even the principals don't get a listing of all the works that are supposed to take place at the school. What they would see is contractors coming, explaining to them what they were sent there to do. So I don't know that there is a plan. Um, they are working based on their budget,
Right.
and I'm not seeing the direction. We don't have that level of communication. We were supposed to meet with the division in June, just postponed to July, and that July meeting did not come up.
So then what can we look rather, if you were to actually be able to open those lines of communications, what would an action plan look like ideally? I'm sure Tutu would have had conversations about what they actively need. Apart from funds, what are the action steps that we want to see happen?
Right. Well, first of all, we need to have priority projects and we need to have the communication, not just with tutor, we need the business sector to support. We have been asking at the division, just like with the ministry, put out the information about our schools. Let us know the programs of particular schools. Let us know their challenges so that the business sector will be able to adequately assist. What we are hoping is that the business sector will come in because really and truly, with all the other issues that we can discuss, it's dollars and cents that would make things move. So if we know what the priority items are, those things are not communicated. What we have is politicians coming to the media indicating that all is well. As I see, even Signal Hill being showcased here, we have the science lab there that has been done for years. I believe it's since 2018 we did a protest at that school. And that school science lab is still yet to be commissioned fit for use. So there are several issues at our schools that if the communication, not just with tutor, is a bigger conversation that we need because the division really needs support with the funding. The manpower also in terms of the project implementation unit, they need additional support. But we are not getting those levels of conversation. And I believe the politics on the ground in Tobago, it's distracting. So we are not able to really move forward in certain areas as we ought to. We know that secretary and all those other persons are caught up in the investigations in AudioGate and all those things. So I'm not really getting goals and plans from the assembly as you'd want it to be, So I'm hoping that the politics on the ground could really settle down so that we could really get down to the business, and education is a serious sector that we need to put some attention to.
Absolutely. Now, as much as we understand the need, there would have still been plans that you will actually be able to fulfill as you get ready for the September upcoming term. And so on the brighter side of things, if you will, Braden, could you tell us a little bit of what the students, even the principals and the other stakeholders can look forward to as we go into the new school term from TUTA's end?
They would look forward to what teachers have been doing all along. Teachers uphold the system, so we spend our money. We buy the things. So I don't know that schools will be getting any allocations to start September. So principals, I would have seen the minister put out that no school should be asking for funds at the beginning for registration. But principals have to find ways of getting funds as they are accustomed to. Teachers, with the care that we have for our students, will continue to supplement as far as we can against the advice of tutor, because you see, when we uphold the system by spending our funding, the division and the ministry see where education taking place. So there's no need to change the mode of operation. So school we trust that school will reopen. We hope that there won't be any significant health and safety issues that will result in any closure or disruptions. But our teachers and our principals, we would always give of our best. We always encourage our teachers to give of their best. The beautification things and the additional support system, if those things are not treated with, we can understand. But health and safety cannot be compromised at this time. Teachers we know will have been preparing for the starting of this academic year. We have been sliding coming out of that pandemic. We need to have a footing where the reading challenges and so on can be addressed. So I know that we have some teachers who are planning and preparing now for September. And we trust that once the division and the ministry uphold their path with the health and safety concerns, our teachers will be out there ready to do their best in providing quality education for our students.
Ultimately, that's what it's about, quality education for the students. And in that regard, I wish you the best of luck. I do hope that when we check in with you next, it's better feedback. But for now, thank you very much for joining us this morning on the Now Morning Show, Mr. Roberts, and giving us that update from TTUTA Tobago.
Right, thank you for welcoming me, and thank you for the listeners and for the time that was granted.
A pleasure. Hopefully we get things ready in time for the September term, but for now, guys, that's how we're going to wrap this one up on the Now Morning Show. We've got more when we come back from the break. But guys, when we head to Tobago, as much as we enjoy the carnival, let's hope that the kids are enjoying it too.
Most important. It is important that the children enjoy, and it's also important, of course, that they have access to that which they need so that they get the ultimate education experience. It's always a pleasure to have Braden on your show.
And again, I apologize for initially calling you Brandon, but it was so interesting to get into the conversation because we hear so much good coming out of Tobago with schools generally. That to hear that they have these health and safety basic necessities being so adversely affected, it really shows that the teachers and tutor and the supporting staff are absolutely about making sure the students do their best, as you were saying.
Of course, and the unfortunate thing is that we hear these complaints every single year. You know what I mean? Braden has joined us before. He has joined us week before school has opened, and he has complained about some of the issues that we see in the school in terms of infrastructure, electrical, that sort of thing. So we hope that we can get it together because the children go back out soon, and we hope that they have a safe environment to return to.
Guys, we're going to take a break, come back with more here on the Now Morning Show. So stick around. We're talking Tobago as it's Thursday. We'll be back.
When I throw it back, it's back to